I just wanted to share with you a pretty exciting project that we've just gotten over the line here at our house in Paraguay. As you may know, if you watch previous videos, a number of months ago we purchased this property and we've been doing various projects to get it over the line. One of the things that we've done is we've extended the roof of the structure. It's a pretty unorthodox place, and I might do some follow-up videos just to explain what I mean. But it had this overhanging roof structure that we've added to. And I'll just show you what I mean. You might be able to see there's a new section of metal there, and all of that in black has been added by us since we moved. So the idea was to just build out simply to get some more shade. That was about as far as our rationale went. We thought that a little bit more shade can never be a bad thing here in Paraguay. But the really good thing is that because you're able to do these things without the beaker heads and the clipboards, we're able to build that out and just be relaxed about doing that before we decided what we're going to do with the structure that I'm standing on now. So once it was built out, we had a look at it, and there was many things that we could have done with this area. In the end, we've gone a pretty traditional route and just pretty much slabbed and puzzle stoned it. That's not really all that unusual in Paraguay. You'll see this kind of landscaping quite often, but we could have done many other things. The really awesome thing is that we had the choice. We didn't have to make all these decisions before we started the project. We didn't have to have plans and sketches and things approved. We could think it up and do it as we went along. So as it's turned out, this for us is the perfect solution. We'll really be able to utilize this space in an incredible way, but that's going to be really fun. But before we do that, we need to clean this off and silicone it. So you're seeing it in its raw state. It's still in a process of the cement drying. That'll be about a week before we seal it off. There's a pretty substantial drainage system that's been installed underneath it, so there's no concerns about excess water doing any damage there. It's also articulated to a drain that we had installed a few months ago, so the water situation is sorted. We have a gently undulating property here in Paraguay. When it rains, it really pours. So you've got to think of these things, and we're glad that we've got those things in place. But this represents many loads of dirt, sand, rock, gravel, cement, and stone. It's been a real undertaking. But all of this material has been sourced really close to where I'm standing now. And we're really blessed here in Paraguay to have an abundance of natural resources that we can use in various ways. All of the bricks in our house are sourced from only a few kilometres from here. They're manufactured here. So the whole process is kept local, which I really love. The other thing I really love about this project is that it really marries into the theme of our house. Our place has got a real montage of different styles and bricks and stone and even fossils that have all been found here locally. So we're really pleased with the way that this marries into the existing structure. The other thing that's an unexpected blessing is I didn't really appreciate how much breeze this area gets. Coming over the fields of an evening, just this area, it's really so much cooler than a little bit further down where our house is, because that's more cut off from the breeze. So it's just little things like that. It's not until you do a project that you really appreciate the way that your property works. And that's why I do appreciate being able to do something and then see how that works and then add on to it. I think we're really blessed to be able to do that here in Paraguay. So apart from this project, we've got a number of other things on the go, a number of other kind of small landscaping projects that we're going to do. Also behind me, you can see there's a green desert there at the moment. When we moved in, there wasn't much planted there. We're in a part of the year that's pretty much like a winter in the sense that we can't really do anything. Not because it's too cold, but because it's too hot. We can't plant anything at the moment because it's just melting on some of these days. So we're just letting that lie. We'll give it a couple of months and then we'll be able to get on to some of our projects here. And this property is only 1,600 square metres. but I think it gives a little bit of an indicator as to, you know, the potential for a property of this size. Because something that I often talk about on some of my videos is, what size land do you need? Very consistently, when I ask people, they'll say, oh, I need a hectare. Now, you may need 5 hectares, 10 hectares. But what I strongly suggest to anyone who's looking to come to Paraguay and possibly buying a property is really think carefully about the size land that you need, because for us, 1,600 square metres as an initial project has been awesome. It's not too big. We've been able to throw a fence around it, no problem. We can keep an eye on our dogs and cats so that they can't get into any nooks and crannies that we can't see. And it's just very secure. I think this has been a wonderful way to go. The other great thing about buying a modest property, get a real feel for what things cost and how long things take, and just dip your toe in the water. And that's been invaluable for us. We're just learning so much about the way things roll and about the prices of things and just the whole process. If this was a bigger project, well, you know, potentially, if we were to make mistakes along the way, they'd be bigger mistakes. All of that information goes into our database for the next project that we may well undertake. It's all good stuff, and if nothing else, it's just a lot of fun. This is now basically our lounge room. We're going to spend a ton of time here, and I'm going to do a lot of videos, a lot of editing, and a lot of other things on this slab. But the thing I'm looking forward to the most is getting up our pool and just hanging out in there. But the sad thing is, I think we're going to have it up in the next few weeks, and then by that stage, I think we're over the hottest weather, which is a real bummer. But I'm going to jump into it anyway, and I've been hearing a lot about ice baths, so I'm looking forward to winter, and I'll give that a crack. But by the time we've got that up, we might leave it up for a season or two, and then we'll look at maybe a more significant pool undertaking. But pools are something that you really want to have your head around. And you also want to make sure that you're not over investing in a pool, because that can be a big undertaking in terms of the overall project. So you don't want to over invest. You don't want to put in more than what the property's worth when it comes to things like pools. So we're very cognizant of that. And we just want to make sure that whatever money we spend on a project, we can comfortably rely on being able to get at least that back. That's the way we roll anyway. And, you know, it works for us. But there you have it. No big deal, but hey, little things, amused little minds. So there you go. So I hope someone out there finds that interesting. And until next time, take care. Ciao.